Hello and welcome. My name is Teresa, and today I thought I'd walk you through a process that I use a lot to create cards. So for example, using the mini catalog. Now keep in mind this catalog, the products are available through December, so it's only October. Hopefully it'll still be October when we air the video. You have plenty of time to order these and get the products in. But when I get these catalogs, I start going through them, and the first thing as I was going through that caught my eye, oops, there's a piece of dirt, is on page 23. I really thought this was beautiful. So as I kept going through it, I knew that I still had some metallic finish cardstock from previous years, so I didn't feel like I had to buy that. I did not have this stamp set, and I knew that I wanted to do this. So I purchased the Encircled in Warmth stamp set, and I do have that here. And I also purchased the Encircled in Beauty, the dies that go with it. And I did want to show you that. They've already been disassembled. You see them here. But I keep those on a magnetic board that I kind of create. It's really rudimentary, but it works for me. Anyhow, I thought, but where's that paper? And as I was skimming through the catalog, here, under the Peaceful Place suite, you can order just the designer series paper. It's on page 34, it's on page 37, and it's the Peaceful Place designer series paper, and that's exactly what I did. So I purchased the dies, I purchased the stamps, and I got the paper, and I'm going to recreate this. Interestingly enough, as much as this caught my eye, do you think I purchased the green ribbon? Of course not, but that's okay. For some reason, I did purchase, and I just don't remember off the top of my head right now, the Blushing Bride. So we're going to just use pink, and it's going to work. It's going to be fine. I am going to make some modifications. This is a very long card. I tend to stick to the standard 4 1/4. I think there's a number or something assigned to it. Again, when I turn on record, part of my brain turns off, but I'm not going to create a card this size. My overall finished card size is going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So we're going to have to modify this a little, but we can do that together. All right, I'm going to just put this up here. I think you can still see a little bit of it, but the first thing I need to do is cut my cardstock. The cardstock that I feel goes perfect with this is this color. It's called Smoky Slate. And let's get out our trimmer. I think that ring light probably really is annoying. I don't know how to avoid that. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more. But anyhow, taking my 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of cardstock, on the 11-inch side, I'm gonna cut it at 5 1/2 inches. That will cut it right in half. Put that scrap off to the side. Now I do like to turn it over, and I will score it for a fold. I'm not going to cut it. Excuse me, down here is the scoring blade. It's just going to crease it. I'm going to set this at 4 1/4 because this is the 8 1/2 inch side, so half of that is 4 1/4, and I'm just going to score it. A common first mistake until you get used to this is pushing it too hard. That will tear your paper. You don't need to push it real hard. Just a gentle push. And why? Well, this is great because you have if you get this trimmer, this is from Stampin' Up. See there? If you get the trimmer, you're going to have the cutting blade and the scoring blade. So why not use it? Anyhow, and it also just starts that crease for you. If you have one of these boning tools, you can use your fingernail, but this just helps to press down that crease. See? And now we have our card. Voila! So looking back at my inspiration, see, it's not going to be tall enough for that, and I can just tell. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take this. Let's get some measurements, because this was just from a previous project, so I'm not exactly sure. But we're going to stick with this width, and this is measuring, you know what? Because I'm not 100% certain where that is. Tell you what, let me do this. So 1, 2, 3. It's not quite 4, so it's about 3 3/4. Let me write that down. So it's 3 3/4. Now, I want to get 2 strips. I do like that effect. The first one, this is where you have to play with it sometimes. Now I know that the largest die, and it is pre-cut, but I can still grab it over here. Do you see it? Yeah. I want to kind of figure this out myself. So I want it to be on it a little bit. And then I need kind of room for the bow. So I think I'm going to cut it right about here. Let's see where this falls into place at. And this is where I just am like, well, let's just make it 4 inches. Okay. So if you're writing this down, our first piece of paper is 3 3/4 by 4 inches. All right. And then we've got to do some measurements. I'm writing down as we go, because if I say it wrong, I'll feel bad. Now, we're not going to have as nice of a piece up here. So I'm thinking about right where that speckle is. Let's see if that measures up. Let's just do 1 inch. So our second piece, excuse me, will be 3 3/4 by 1 inch. And let's take a look. Now, keep in mind, it's not going to look exactly like that. I'm just using that as my inspiration piece. Oh, look. See, so I have modified it, and I think that's going to work out beautifully. Beautifully. I like that so far. Okay, so let's talk about the snowflake. Now hold this up so you can see it a little bit better. Let me get my pick tool. Oh, where'd my pick tool go? I'm going to need that. Hello, where'd you go? There it is. It's always hiding. So when I was looking at this, I can see here that the most outer piece of the Encircled in Beauty die, that's this one. To me, that's done in the metallic. So what I did is I had this metallic piece, and I took these two dies together. I already ran it through my Big Shot. Remember, Post-it notes are great. They will hold them in place if you need that. And my machine is getting older, and my plates are a little warped, but did I get a new one? No. But anyhow, so when you layer it like this, you take it apart, look, you're going to get some beautiful pieces. Now, I will have to punch all these little things out. Sometimes I like to do this ahead of time because I hate to keep you waiting while you watch me do this. But sometimes it's beneficial to, especially to people who are very new to this craft, this hobby, as you might say, this art form, whatever you want to call it. Hey, if it's something you enjoy, you can call it whatever you want. Just get yourself involved in something other than work and family and, you know, all those obligations that we tend to cluster up our lives with. And make sure you're doing something, get a hobby, whatever that hobby may be. I've done a lot of different hobbies over the years, and as I found as I'm aging, and no, I'm not ancient or anything, but, you know, at 56, yes, Tracy, you're 56, things aren't the same as they used to be. There's some issues that I have to deal with eyesight and blah, blah, blah. No big deal. But it's harder now for me to do counted cross stitch. Oh, please, give me a break. And I also find that doing needlepoint, forget it. Crocheting, yeah. There's a lot of things I've done over the years. Look at that. See, that went by pretty quick. That it's just not comfortable for me to do anymore. But sitting down at a table and making my cards, oh yeah, this I can still do. Now these pieces, a little portion of this is going to show. Not a whole lot. So I am going to kind of focus on just these outer ones. Again, I wish we had editing equipment because I feel terrible making you all wait through all this. So maybe I'll just chatter a little bit. That's the beauty if you go to these classes with other people. There's a lot of socializing that goes on. You know, a lot of times people will open up, kids especially, if their hands are busy doing something else. So it's a great opportunity to sit with people, and because they're so focused on doing something, they may open up a little bit more and share a little bit more information with you. It's fun. I like this hobby a lot. It's also one you can do just, you know, by yourself, like I do a lot of times. Come up to my craft room. People hear, oh, you have a craft room. You're so lucky. Let me tell you what. My craft room is my son's old bedroom. And yes, I do feel fortunate to have a craft room, but I would much rather have my 30-year-old son now. I'd much rather have those days when he was home. But, you know, they grow up, they move on, and we must move on as well. We must show our children how to keep embracing life at all the various stages, because there is good times to be had no matter what. So at least that's what I choose to believe and kind of follow. See, this poking can be a little time consuming. That's one of the things, my tag name or my Facebook name and this page name is Stamping and Sipping with Tea. Well, T is for Teresa, but T is also for having a drink nearby, because sometimes you just need to take a minute and, you know, you might get really busy either coloring things in or punching out these dies. Again, I probably should have done this off screen, but it's nice to have a drink nearby. And again, because I'm filming, I'm very much aware that I'm trying to do this as quick as I can. So I might leave some pieces in, so please forgive me if I, excuse me, if I do that. It's really just to save you all from having to watch me do every single one. I'm trying to get the bigger ones though, because I think this will be visible. Maybe I do need a newer machine after all. You know what, I'm gonna leave that one. Gently pull that out. Oh, I don't wanna rip that. Take my time. See, I can get flustered. Y'all aren't even here and I'll get flustered. Try to go too quick. It's like, no, no, don't. They want, I'd like to think you all watching are thinking, Teresa, slow down, take your time, we don't mind. Besides, we can fast forward through this. We'll see you get to when it's done. All right, I have to get this piece off, it's bugging me. All right, I can leave the rest, that's not gonna be so bad. Okay, so we have these layers. So I feel that was the bottom layer. Then there's a layer of the white. So what I did is I took these two and the same thing. Oh, please be a lot quicker to punch out. Let's disassemble that. That's just a piece of that white cardstock. Boom, boom, boom. And do I have to be real good? I really have to get the outsides done here too. Let's just go through it once. You know what? I'm not even gonna go through it, I don't think. You know, let's just say you all get the idea. I would sit there and I'd punch it out. That's more important. And then lastly, the inside piece I feel needs this. So, do I have this correct? Let's see what I was thinking. So my thoughts were, I need to put down this piece. Then it looks like they've got this piece. In my opinion, in looking at the inspiration, I wasn't sure if they used the silver or if it was a piece of acetate. I don't have acetate, so I'm using the silver. Again, I really should punch that out, but you get the idea. And this will be in the inside. So look at all that. Isn't that pretty? And that is going to be really gorgeous. So let me move this off to the side here, and you can get a better feel for what's happening, right? And this is going to layer up right here. So I believe at this point I can go ahead and apply. Oh, look at the back side of that. Isn't that nice? Do you think I like checked, gray checked? And let's just put my Stampin' Seal Plus down. I like to secure an extra piece. Make sure I'm putting this down the correct way. Okay, that looks right to me. I'm trying to eyeball the bottom and then the top will just go. Now, they didn't show here how this was done, but I'm guessing it hooks behind it. So again, I didn't buy the gorgeous, I think that's mint macaron. I didn't buy that, no, but I do have this lovely petal pink, and I don't feel as if I need a lot. It's gonna have to go around the top one and then hook back. So let's just do that. So I do know that it's gonna have to secure. So let's go ahead and put down a couple strips here. Teresa, that's just too much seal. Yeah, well, that's me. I wanna make sure it does not go anywhere. Okay, so what's about halfway? So, I know, Teresa, you're measuring. Sometimes I'll measure, sometimes I won't. So this is 1, 2, 3 1/4. So 3, 3 1/4. So half is 1 1/2, but it's a little bit more. So that's about right. And ultimately I'm going to eyeball it, but I do want to kind of get it within ballpark range. So we're going to leave it at that. That's fine. And then again, just making sure as much as possible this distance is the same, and then let's get that pressed down. Look at that. See? It's coming together. All right, now, the largest piece, the first piece I'm going to put on, this is going to determine where I'm going to cut it. I want that here. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't, well, that should be covered, but just in case it's not, I'm going to clip off a piece. And then I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to apply a glue dot to the back of this, if it will take. Come on, did it take? Yes, it did. And then that should, yes, this is my first time making this card. Sometimes I think it's important, instead of having it all planned out ahead of time, sometimes I think it's beneficial to hear somebody talk through the process that they're doing. At least I find it beneficial. All right, that's okay. Go away. Oh. Ooh, this one's to unravel. That's all right. Didn't unravel too much. And hide you. Okay, now let's get this applied. And what is she going to do to apply that? Well, good question. I'm going to take some of the Tombow glue. And there might be some people going, what? No, there's a better way. I think a lot of things are, you know, you can achieve the same results multiple ways, but I'm always willing to hear about better ways. So, but I had the Tombow glue sitting right there, so I was going to use it. All right, eyeball that. And trying to get it even. Boom. And just apply a little pressure. All right, so the next layer, in my opinion, now you know I got to poke this through. I'm sorry. Let's see. Do I have another story to tell you? Well, it's currently it's Sunday as I do this. Here in South Central PA, it's a beautiful fall day. We have a nice breeze coming through. That's why I'm wearing the long sleeves. I had my morning coffee, had a light breakfast. Yeah, all right, so last night, I went axe throwing. Now, a lot of you have probably done the axe throwing, and some of you might have been like me, look. I can't. It's going to be a waste of time. Trust me. All right, so I came in last when they do the person against person challenge. It was so much fun. I didn't think I'd have a great time, but whoop, it's windy. Let me try to hold that stuff down. But I did. I missed far more than it ever sunk. I think I wasn't throwing with enough force. I believe, based upon what I was told, my technique was good, but I wasn't putting enough force behind it, which is very interesting to me. I would have thought that, you know what, I think I can just do that. Again, I'm trying to be quick, so I'm telling you a story. I think with practice, I could get pretty good at it, but it was a lot of fun. They had rock music playing, so people were singing and, you know, kind of swaying. Look, I tore that because I'm Russian, but that's okay. I think that will hide. That's the beauty of sometimes layering, but I wanted to get enough of these pokes out so we could really see the beauty of this design. So anyhow, if you have not tried axe throwing, and if they offer it in your area, and if they don't offer it in your area, if you're visiting someone and they offer it in their area, give it a try. I think you'd be surprised. Now, I had to use the overhand technique, you know, both hands over your head and throw it, but it worked out pretty darn good. Now for this, I'm going to do something a little different. Yes, I am. I'm going to, no, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I'm going to do more glue. But anyhow, I'm going to just look for big places. So whether you have axe throwing in your area, or if you're visiting somebody and they have it, or if you can do a day trip, I really recommend you do it. It was fun, stepped outside of what I thought I'd enjoy, because like I said, please, I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, aiming and throwing. Look, I have no depth perception, people. Truly, it's not a joke, it's the truth. So anytime somebody says, here, aim for that, like darts or softball or all that kind of stuff, it just, you really don't want me on your team. So that's why I try to be funny. Not that I'm always funny, but I try to be funny, offer something. Come on, I need you to stick now. There we go. I think that's going to work because the other thing's going to hold it. Okay, so now my next layer is going to be this beauty. See, that's gonna really hold it down. Now for this one, I'm gonna do my Stampin' Seal Plus. Do you see how this is coming together? Look at this. Look at this. Oh my goodness, I'm already at 20 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep going. I don't wanna bore you too much more than I have. But look, 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 look. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so now we're down to our last thing that needs to be done, and I'm gonna have to, sorry, I have to poke out these because this is front and center. This is like the star, this is the star piece of this show right here. But all we have to do is stamp this. Now they said let it snow, and they used, I'm gonna say that might be Misty Moonlight color. So that's what I'm gonna use. That's the one thing, they don't really give you everything that they use to make these cards. So that's why it's kind of nice to see, well, how did you do it? So that's what I'm gonna do, Misty Moonlight. So let's grab out my Let It Snow from my stamp set, Encircled in Warmth. Again, in the catalog. You can get these through December. If you don't have a Stampin' Up consultant, I'm sure you can just go online and find one for your area. The block number that I'm using is B. B as in boy. Okay, and let me reach over you, get some Misty Moonlight. Now this is a little concerning. I'm gonna take a spare because I've been rushing and I'm feeling the pressure. I wanna get this done. I don't want this video to last too long for you guys. Oh, that's probably a little too hard. Let's turn it over because I lost some detail. Okay, and I don't want to lose detail. If this is off screen, I'm just punching it, but I want to get it right. Just push down. I don't know if you can see it. I think you can. Just push down. Don't push too hard. Oh, look, 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 look. Ta-da! All right, let me get my cleaning thing. This is just a stamp cleaner I picked up at the local store. Yes, I was working on some other stuff. Always, always, always. I'm giving that a second to dry. Now the big question is, do I want to raise this with glue dots? Not glue dots, with dimensionals. And I am. I want to. And because I want to, I'm gonna. I'm just gonna use 2. Oop. Making a hot mess over here. Oh, excuse me. I told you it was windy and I have the windows open. Feels wonderful though. Wonderful. So let's put this on, and last but not least, the bow. And I did pre-make it, and what do you think? Should I make it even, maybe I should make it smaller. Oh, I need a big glue dots. Are you telling me I don't have big glue dots? No. Oh, I don't have big glue dots. Moving on. So what I'll do instead, this is some precision glue, so I'm going to use that. And this I'm going to have to hold on for a while. This might take a little longer to set up, but that's okay. Once it's set up, it will really be nice and firm. So, and I want it there. Let's just zhuzh the ribbon a little. And this will take a little bit more than a second to stay. So, whoops, see, that's coming strong. So here we go. I'm going to just give this a second. Hopefully it'll stay long enough for you to see. Maybe I'll do that because I do have a lot of wind coming in. And there you have it, that easy. So look, using the inspiration in the catalog, let me make sure, how can I get them both in here for you? Let's move this off to the side. I'm looking up here to see what y'all are doing. But look, using this inspiration, I did have to tweak it a little because for some reason I didn't get that beautiful velvety mint macaron. I'm pretty sure it's mint macaron. Could be a different color, but I think that's what it is. For some reason I didn't get it. And I did have to tweak it a little bit because of the card size I wanted. But isn't that, what do you think? If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed the video, I'm telling you now, my husband watches this. He takes a look. He's the one who said, get up there and make another video using the Encircled in Warmth, because apparently you guys are going and you're viewing that, which makes sense because we're coming up on the holiday season, and it is a gorgeous set. Yes, it is. I could even put that in a photo frame and just put it up as a decoration for the holidays. So that's what I did, and I used the pattern that the picture from the catalog that really convinced me to buy the set. I love it. That's what convinced me to buy the DSP. So again, if you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you have any comments, positive comments, words of encouragement, we'd love that as well. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. I'm telling you, nothing makes him happier. As of this video, we are so close to 200 subscribers, and for just a middle-aged married couple who does this for the fun, it does make us happy, and we certainly appreciate it. So until the next time, or what do I say? In the meantime, and until the next time, happy stamping, and thank you for watching.